All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Indycar Series hits the Brickyard. It's Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the crown jewel of motorsports. A 100-lap race here today on Memorial Day weekend in the United States. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory at the most famous oval in all of the world? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watching right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, some Indycar action headed your way here today. The most famous oval in all of the world, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it's all live right here on TurnLeftTV. Thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Got a good one here for you today. It's the Indycar Series, High Octane Racing League style. And we've got a fun race here for you today at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Having a little hitch here for a second. There we go. Black screen, that was deadly. All right, man, this is race number 4 of the season. I'm your commentator, broadcaster, owner of High Octane Racing League and TurnLeftTV, Heath Johnson. Thank you so much for coming in here. It's race number 4 of the season, and it's Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Take a look at the schedule here in the IndyCar Series. This is race number 4 of the season. Next week we'll be at Detroit Road Course, followed by Gateway, Road America, Watkins Glen, Mid-Ohio, and Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Right now we're at race number 4 of the season. And it's going to be a fun one. Thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here today. Today's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. Also, how about hosting your website or your online store, VPS hosting, and shared web hosting, also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. And that's who provides our servers here at HighOctaneRacing.net. And head on over there. You'll get a quick link to the Discord server so you can join up and race with us. Also, how about some Bushwhackers or Thunder Cup IndyCar Series points, and then also who's running what throughout the week. That's HighOctaneRacing.net. Like guys are rejoining here after a little bit of a server hitch for some reason. Saturday Night Thunder will be in action a little bit later tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They'll be at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the final race of the season. It's the Cup Series. Dennis Udichin is leading in the points. Can he capture the championship? Only one way to find out, and that is check out the Saturday Night Thunder, race number 10, the final race of the season, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's tonight. Well, looks like these guys have headed over to the qualification session. Bushwhacker Series will be back in action next week on Friday night for race number 2. We had a great race last night at Charlotte to kick off a brand new season. 120 laps from Gateway. Very, very fun track, man. So excited for that one. That'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time coming up on the 2nd of June. Right here on TurnLeftTV. John Mateo is out on the track, the 26 car. My dog likes it. So they get one lap to get up to speed, 2 laps of quals, and then a cool down lap. And here we go, first time lap for John De Matteo, 40.569. That 26 car. Take a look at Bruno Kolev. So De Matteo is the top time here so far. First one to clock a time. 40.569 the time to beat. He had it up to second there with his qualification attempt in a 14 car. Pull up a little bit off pace there. 5.47, second on the grid for Kolev. How about one of our Indiana drivers, Dan Richter? Get a 4.66, the time to beat. Franco Alvarez down to the top of the grid. Dan Richter, Team Boiler Up Racing, Purdue Boilermaker, Indiana driver. Oh, into the wall. Hard lick there coming off turn 4. That's definitely going to hurt his time. I would say 41.318, not exactly what he was looking for. Dana Grover in the Napa sponsor machine. Dana Grover backing off that second qualification lap. Bardelli Jr. only in the 3 car here today. Bardelli Jr. had a heck of a race last night in the Bushwhackers series. Got a lot of wins. This guy loves to race, man. He's got a YouTube channel. Always streaming from his YouTube channel throughout the week. Different sims that he likes to race with. Stock cars, Indy cars, you name it. This guy gets in and drives it. Makes it competitive as well. So one of our Brazilian drivers. Team Samba. Showing Team Penske here, but it's Team Samba. Bardelli Jr. with a 40.544. Up to third on the grid. I thought he had a car in the car set, to be honest with you. Dennis Vandeven. 4:41 is the time to beat, and that is Bruno Kolev with the top time here so far. Vandeven's time, 40.608. 7th on the grid there for him. One of our drivers from the Netherlands for Euro drivers. Dennis Uderchin looks like he may have backed off that second lap qualification for him. Right now, 5th on the grid there for Dennis Uderchin. Valdo Spindola also finishing up his qualification attempt. We'll start 9th on the grid. Andres Valles. '78 car. Let's see what he can do with this machine. So 4:41 is the time to beat. Andres Valles in the '78 car. He's the last one to go out and make an attempt. A little bit off the pace there in sectors 1 and 2. Want to see the blue. Want to see the blue. Here we go. Lap number 1. 40.530. 4th on the grid. Let's see what he can do here for lap number 2. Not too bad there in sector number 1. 7/1000ths of a second. A little bit faster in sector number 2. Coming off turn 4, down the front stretch to cross the yard of Bricks. 40.404. And he captures pole position. Saving the best for last. So that's going to do it for the qualification session. And we'll get the results here. It looks like these guys are going to go to the driver's meeting. And then they'll restart the quals, or they'll restart warm-up to let these guys have a chance to get a few laps in. Thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Let's get this party started. All right, qualification session has ended. We'll see what the final results are. Andres Valles qualifies in P1. Bruno Kolev, there's a little rivalry going between those two guys, starts in P2. Claudio Bardelli Jr., Franco Alvarez, row number 2. John Day Mateo and Dennis Judician start in row 3. Arthur Vieira, Dennis Vandev in row 4. Gordon Carter, Givaldo Spindola, row number 5. Row 6 will be Dan Richter and Dana Grover. And row 7 will be Ritsky Novar. It looks like Alexei Salviev, who missed qualification, will start in P14. So we have about 8.5 minutes left here in the warm-up session before we get the command to start the engines. The Let's take a look at the track here at Indy. Who doesn't know Indy? Who knows racing? Most famous oval in all of the world. 2.5 miles, just a little over 4 kilometers in length. Banking in the turns, 9.2 degrees, and flat in those straightaways and short shoots. And a very tough track, especially through the short shoots. I think getting into turn 1, getting into turn 3, very, very important. Set yourself up for a good transition through the short shoot, and then subsequently a great run off of turns 2 and turn 4. So that's Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Season standings coming into tonight. Bruno Kolev with just a 7-point lead over Alexei Salvia. Andres Vallier sits third. Ricky Novar fourth. Yun Chin Wang starts in, is fifth, tied for fourth, I should say. Aaron Rios Jones sixth. Franco Alvarez seventh. Gordon Carter eighth. Mata Indika ninth. Dennis Yudichin sits 10th in points. Take a look at 11 through 20. Page number 3, as we got some of the part-time racers here. Guys out tonight. They'll definitely stand to move up and off this page. Maybe move to page 2. And page number 4. Getting some chatters in here in the chat session. Claudio Bardelli Jr., he's going to be racing today. Jim Willis out here as well. Thanks for pumping us up. Givaldo Linares as well. Spindle out here. He's going to be racing today in the Indycar series. So that's going to be a good one. We'll take a look at the schedule here in the IndyCar Series. Next week, we'll be at Detroit Road Circuit, City Circuit. 40-lap race there, and should be a fun one. Race number 5 of the season. And I think Detroit could be a pivotal race, and that's going to put us halfway through the season. Then we'll start the back half at Gateway, the last of the 3 ovals. And then, of course, Road America, Watkins Glen, Mid-Ohio, and Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. That was a hard lick. Salviev missed qualifications. We'll take a look at him right now, fastest in the warm-up session. Well, my pick to win this race. This is going to be a tough one. My pick is going to be Alexei Salviev to win this race, coming down pit lane. And he is fast at this track. But Jim Willis is picking Ritsky Novar. Looks like Mata just joined us. Good to see Mata out here. A little under 4 minutes left to go. Take a look at my keys to the race here at Indy. Corner entry. And I mean getting into turns 1 and turn 2. Or excuse me, turn 1 and 3. Very, very important. That'll get you through the short shoot. Easy to carry too much speed and get up into the wall through the short shoots. You got to be really careful about that. Set yourself up on that exit of the short shoot through turns 2 and 4. Manage the traffic. Not going to be a huge problem, I think, today, but could be. Manage that traffic. side when you're going to make those passes. Probably not a good idea to try to dive bomb into turns 1 and 3. And then make sure your pit stops are on point. Coming off pits, that includes what these guys are doing. You got to take the access road around turns 1 and 2. And it's easy to get off in the grass. If you do, you get off on the outside, on the right side, get into the grass, you are on for a ride. So don't carry too much speed there through the access road coming off pit lane. That was too much to put on the graphic. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder headed your way a little bit later tonight. Final race of the season, Charlotte Motor Speedway, 120 laps. Race number 10, the season finale. Dennis Schuderson, can he capture the championship? He's leading in points coming into tonight's race. And the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder Cup Series finishing off the season tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys are pushing it here in the warm-up session, trying to figure out what that car will do. That car is going to go up into the stands. About 30 seconds left in warm-up. All right, boys and girls, warm-up has finished. Tighten those belts, get your helmet on, strap in, get you a nice cold drink, and get ready for some action here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So here we go. Time to make it happen. Got your picks in? If you don't, you better get them now. We are in for 100 laps here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And this is the High Octane Racing League Indycar Series. 100 laps here today. Thanks for joining me. I'm your commentator, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator, and owner of High Octane Racing League and TurnLeftTV. And this is going to be a fun one. Looks like somebody may have gotten kicked. All that pomp and circumstance. All right, here we go. It looks like Bruno has reconnected. Let's hopefully everybody stays in. All right, as I was saying, I'm your commentator, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator, and owner of High Octane Racing League and TurnLeftTV. Race number 4, and this is going to be a fun one, man. All right, the starting order here today at Indy. Andres Vallier starts at P1. Bruno Kolev outside row 1. Claudio Bardelli Jr., Franco Alvarez, row number 2. Row 3, John De Matteo and Dennis Uderchin. Archie Vieira and Dennis Vandeven start in row 4. Row number 5 will be Gordon Carter, Givaldo Spindola, Dan Richter, Dana Grover start in row 6. Row number 7, Britsky Novar, Alexei Salviev, and Mata joining us. Good to see Mata out. Starts in that 99 car in the 15th position. A little bit of a light field here. Kind of surprised about that, actually, but it is what it is. Again, we'll take a look at the keys to the race here as Andres Vallier leads the field to take the green flag. Corner entry, man. Get into turns 1 and 3 really well. Don't overdrive those corners. Stay out of the grass, stay out of the wall so you can get through that short chute. Use the draft, down the straights, manage the traffic, and make sure your pit stops are on point here at Indy. Get a good start here. Long race. No sense in taking some risky moves here early on. Looks like we got 2 full laps of pace here. Maybe we want to say get well soon to Alexander Meshkov. Said he had surgery today. Hopefully he's okay. Surgery? What's going on, bro? Come on, Meshkov. Good to see Felipe Granado out here, too. Definitely thinking of Alexander Meshkov. We also thinking about Mata. Good to see him out here. Open setups here as Felipe asking about that. Open setups here at Indy, in the IndyCar series. These guys share openly. No pun intended, but they share liberally, I should say. A lot of help here. It just makes racing better when everybody's got a good setup. It's going to get them around the track. And then it leaves the driving up to, or the victory up to the driver, right? How they make adjustments, how they hit their marks. And the pace car is going to come in this time by. And we're going to get it going. We've been waiting for this one on the schedule. This is a very famous weekend in motorsports. And Indy here in the High Octane Racing League. Bruno Kolev will lead the field. Andres Vallier will lead the field to take the green flag. Here we go. And we're off. Side by side through to turn 1. Everybody sort of behaving himself. Andres clears Bruno. Bruno dives into second position. Bardelli Jr. is in third. It's starting to get a little racy there as Kolev goes to the lead. Kolev now battling Vallier. And Kolev goes to the race lead. Bruno Kolev now will lead lap number 1. Your little tire scrub coming through the turn there from our race leader. Andres Valles has a heck of a run here on Bruno. Bruno's going to give up that spot as, Andres going to give up that spot as Bruno gets by. Back to the race lead. Your little tire scrub there through the turn. Take a look at Mata and Dika. Dan Richter. Mata down to the inside. Dan Richter up on the outside. And Mata's going to pick up a spot. Now moves up to the 13th position. Dan Richter falls back to P14. Britsky Novar here now side by side with Dan Richter down the front stretch into turn 1. Novar to the inside. Dan Richter up on the outside line. Oh, and there we go.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
What do you got? Yellow flag. Oh, there we go. This brings out the yellow across the track. And those guys got together last race and together again. Alvarez caught up in that as well. Take a look here and see what happened. Man, there's contact there. Man, that was a hard lick. And then up the track and more cars involved. Down the front stretch, 78 car to the inside right here. Everything looks good there. Take a look here. Bruno Kolev comes off the wall. Looks like he made contact with the wall. And up the track. Oh, man. I think Alvarez, I'm not sure who got caught up in that. Looked like Franco Alvarez. He is in a lot of trouble there. Bruno Kolev across the track. Take a look at this again. And I don't know if there was contact there or not, but man. Might have been contact between that Valles machine. Might have been contact in the rear right there and puts Valles in the wall. Right here. See, there might have been contact right there with the front wing and the rear tire right there. And that's going to shoot the 29 car right into the wall, and Alvarez got hit in that as well. Franco Alvarez took a hard hit. Watch this. Franco Alvarez is going to get absolutely annihilated. Thinks he's got it cleared, and then up into the wall. Kolev So these guys are sort of getting lined back up here. Claudio Bardelli Jr. shown as the race leader. De Matteo is second, Vieira third, Unichin fourth, Vandeven is fifth. A little bit of aggressive driving there early on, man. We've seen a little bit of atmosphere between those two drivers. There was some incident with him last week, so hopefully they'll be able to get this worked out in a gentlemanly-like manner, but more contact. All right, the pace car's off. Here we go, back to green.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Bardelli Jr., the race leader. De Matteo is second, Vieira third, Unichin fourth, Vandeven is fifth. Bardelli Jr., good jump there on the restart. Gets out in front and away from P2. Almost a 1 second gap there between P1 and P2. Franco Alvarez and Ritsky Novar there battling. Alvarez gets by. More battling right here. As you see Franco Alvarez and Gordon Carter battling there. Alvarez gets by Gordon Carter. Take Takes over, Dana Grover. Here we go, making that pass on Dana Grover. It is Franco Alvarez, so he's starting to move back up after taking repairs. Bruno Kolev now getting by Valdo Spindola and picking up a spot. So Kolev now back up to the 7th position. Spindola back to 8th. Vieira here, battle for P2. Archie Vieira got a good run here on John De Matteo. Vieira to the inside. He's going to pick up that spot. Matteo gives up that spot, now falls back to the 3rd position. And Artur Vieira now up to P2. Denis Yunichin, Alexei Salviev battling down the straight into the turn. Yunichin up on the high line, Salviev down on the bottom line. Side by side here, Yunichin on the outside. Oh, man, tough. Salviev behind. And Salviev ends up getting by Yunichin. Take a look at that replay as Salviev making a pass here on Denis Yunichin. Now to the inside, and a tough pass there for Salviev, but he finally gets around Yunichin. You see Bruno Kolev and also Denis Yunichin battling. A good pass there by Salviev. Our race leader is Claudio Bardelli Jr. We go back to live here. We'll take a look at John Matteo. He is running in the 3rd position. Bardelli Jr. is leading. Vieira is in the 2nd position. Those guys are starting to close in a little bit on Bardelli Jr. See that gap, about a half a second. But Artur Vieira on the move here to close in on that Team Penske number 3 car, Claudio Bardelli Jr. I put a car in the car set for Bardelli Jr. Must not be showing up for him. Hayes now runs the fastest lap here, 40.872. And Vieira has caught Bardelli Jr. Couple Brazilians now battling it out for the race lead. John De Matteo running in the 3rd position. Look at a 3-way battle here for the lead. Vieira to the inside. He's going to get by Bardelli Jr. We got a new race leader, and that is Artur Vieira. Vieira the leader. Bardelli Jr. in 2nd. De Matteo is in the 3rd position. Bardelli Jr. says, "Hey, I don't want to let you lead too long." And Vieira has to give up the race lead back to Bardelli Jr., who had a run down the front stretch into turn 1. This car on board here with Artur Vieira looks like it's a little free coming down the backstretch. We'll watch how this reacts going into the turn. The car just seems a little bit free to me. The back end maybe wanting to skate around on it. De Matteo running in P3. These guys have broken away from the pack somewhat. P4 is Dennis Vandeven, but he is under attack. And Salviev picks up that spot. So Salviev on the move. Salviev now up to the 4th position as Vandeven falls back to P5. Just behind him is Bruno Kolev from the 29 car. Bruno to the inside. Now has a run. Is he going to try to get 2 of them? Kolev to the inside there, hugging that white line after getting around Dennis Vandeven. Bruno Kolev now back up to the 5th position. He is battling Alexei Salviev. Battle there coming off the turn. Through the short chute. Down the backstretch. Tight battle there. 3-way battle. We got a battle for the race lead again. And Vieta gets back by, reclaiming the race lead. Top 5, Vieta, Bardelli Jr., De Matteo, Salviev, and Kolev. Kolev and Salviev keep battling back and forth. Salviev to the inside, Bruno Kolev on the outside line. And Salviev gets back by, taking over or reclaiming P4. There we go, Kolev says, hey, I am not going to let you have P4. Side by side here through the turn. And Vandeven watching this out of the front of his machine. He says, you guys go ahead and beat up each other. Use up those tires, and you hear a little bit of tire scrub through the turn coming off turn 4 for Vandeven. Dan Richter on pit lane. Now it's not sure what's going on with Richter. He has taken service. Maybe doing a little bit of an early pit. And Richter finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. And Dan Richter here on lap 20, finishing up a pit stop. Now in P15. We take a look at our race leader, Artur Vieta, in P1. Richter now exiting turn 2 short, off turn 2 down the backstretch, rejoining the racing surface in P15 in the 65 car. Now he is 1 lap down. Uh-oh. It's like we lost some drivers here. Looks like the guys got kicked for some reason. And Bardelli Jr. back to the lead. Looks like Vieta, Salviev, Unichin, Mata, Valles, and Richter all got kicked. De Matteo is in second. De Matteo is second, Kolev third, Vandeven is fourth, Alvarez is fifth. So there were some problems with these guys getting disconnected. That was really weird. And what a shame there for those guys. Look, a couple have, all but 2 have rejoined, but man, what a horrible deal there as Unichin gets caught as well. Vandeven now rolling up on this front three. So a good four-way battle here. Bardelli Jr., De Matteo, TurnLeft, and Vandeven. P1 through 4. Vieira, Salviev, Udichin all have rejoined. Richter's rejoined. And I have no idea why these guys are experiencing this. Of course, it's rFactor too, right? Even the official guys have trouble. Maybe there's something wrong with the default content or this track. We didn't have this before. And it looks like Vandeven might have smacked the wall there coming off the turn. Not sure. Vandeven's come down pit lane, it looks like. So Vandeven, that's Alexis Salviev coming down pit lane. He is 3 laps down now after getting disconnected. Battle here for P3 as Vandeven gave it a peek. We got a yellow flag. We've got a yellow flag as it looks like Dan Richter might have come around. Dan Richter off the pace. He's lost his front wing. There was some problem there with Dan Richter. Take a look here at Dan Richter, and maybe some contact. No, he gets loose. And there was contact there. Oh, and then a hard lick for Udichin. Udichin cannot miss him. And there was contact there for Udichin as well. Dennis Udichin could not miss this. On board here with him as you see the spinning car. Dan Richter and then Udichin trying to choose a lane and then contact for Udichin. Salviev avoiding debris and the spinning car. And it looks like Richter just got loose and there was contact there. And then Udichin into the wall, and then right here, hard on the brakes for Udichin. Going to see Salviev doing a great job of missing that. So Udichin now out of the race, but a tough break there for him. A couple drivers out of the race. Now Udichin is on pit lane taking service. It's going to be a pretty extended pit stop, I think, for Dennis Udichin. He is taking service here as we speak. Don't forget the High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series will be back in action next Friday. 120-lap race with Gateway Raceway. That's Worldwide Technologies Speedway. Coming up on June the 2nd. Race number 2 of the season. 120 laps. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on June the 2nd. Guys coming down pit lane here, so a full load of pit stops as Bardelli Jr. leads the field to come down pit lane. Alvarez on pit lane as well. Bardelli Jr. on pit lane. On board here with Franco Alvarez and at right side. Making service there and gets out before Bardelli Jr. So Bardelli Jr. going to lose some spots on pit lane as Franco Alvarez gets off ahead or gets out ahead of Bardelli Jr. Bruno Kolev is the race leader here in the 29 car, and he stayed out. I think he's going to end up coming down pit lane, maybe trying to get some laps led for points. Realizes he's got a little bit of an opening there. It looks like Valles has not returned to the track. Oh, 70 laps to go here, and Bruno Kolev, I think, will probably come down pit lane and take some service here and start in the back. I would highly suggest that, but maybe he's feeling like he's okay. Now these guys have pitted behind him. Franco Alvarez. Franco Alvarez is going to start a little bit back. We've got some lap cars. Vieta, Salviev, I think, are sort of intermingled. Those guys are coming down pit lane here, so it does look like Salviev and Vieta both on pit lane. And we're getting a one to go. And Vieta has retired his machine. So Vieta has dropped out, unfortunately. He feels like not going to be able to recover the laps lost. Vieta had a very solid car, too. He was 3 laps down, so just not able to recover there after being DQ'd, or disconnected, I should say. Salviev finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. We'll start in P10. Salviev is 3 laps down as well. Sure, there's going to be some talk about, what to do about this race. So we had about 4 or 5 drivers that got disconnected. It's something we will discuss, but I think for the most part, unless we have something really catastrophic happen, we're having a little bit of connection issues today here with just some drivers getting disconnected. I haven't been disconnected. Half the drivers haven't. Another half have. So had a little bit of a weird situation going on with RF2 today and the Indycar series.
Green flag, go, go,
All right,
go.
back to green. Bruno Kolev is the leader. Franco Alvarez is in second. Kolev on a little bit older stuff. Franco Alvarez on fresh tires. Alvarez running into second position. On board here with Franco Alvarez down the backstretch. You see Bruno Kolev just ahead. Tire scrub just a little bit out of the Indycar there for Franco Alvarez, the 83. Vandeven might be the fastest of the three. He's running in the third position. Look at Gordon Carter looking out of the front of his machine. A little bit of battle there out of Givaldo Spindola. Dana Grover. Grover picking up a spot. Aboard here with Gordon Carter running in the 8th position. Just behind him, Ritsky Novar. Novar now to the inside, battling Gordon Carter in the turn. And Novar in the 10 car going to pick up that spot. Back here, look at this pass. Dana Grover to the inside. This 87 car, and going to get by Givaldo. Givaldo running in P7. Bruno Kolev is the leader. Alvarez and Vandeven, 2 and 3. John Day Mateo in the 26 car. We got a battle there for P2. Vandeven gets around Alvarez. Alvarez now falling back to the 3rd position as Vandeven on the move. I said I thought he was the fastest car of the front 3, and he's already now up to P2. Alvarez may be dealing with a little bit of lingering damage there as De Matteo gets by and picks up the 3rd position. And Alvarez really, I think, is dealing with some damage. And now you're starting to look at Bardelli Jr. peeking on the inside. Bardelli Jr. in that yellow car, number 3. Franco Alvarez in the 83. Vandeven starting to look a little racy here. He realizes he's a little faster than the leader. Down the front stretch. Got some help. Oh boy, just get ready. This is getting real now. De Matteo sneaks by Vandeven. Vandeven had gotten around Kolev. And De Matteo used that opportunity to sneak through and steal P1. Vandeven back to the outside. De Matteo on the inside line. Good battling here. Good clean battle between these guys. And now Vandeven gets back around. Wow, man, what racing do we have there? Go back and take a look here as De Matteo is in the 3rd position. Vandeven gets around just as he crosses the yard of bricks. De Matteo goes to the inside and gets around Vandeven. That was a short little lead, but Vandeven, I think, has gotten back around him. We go back up here and look at the race leader, Dennis Vandeven, who has reclaimed that position. John De Matteo in the 26 car is in 2nd. Bardelli Jr. 3rd. Alvarez 4th. Bruno Kolev back to the 5th position. Ritsky Novar has climbed up to P6. Ritsky Novar, I want to say thanks to him for all his work and getting me started on the car set for this series. He does a great job at Psychopath E-Racing Academy. Gordon Carter now battling Givaldo Spindola. Gordon Carter to the inside, and a couple Ukrainian paint schemes there with Gordon Carter and Dennis Unichin. Carter gets by Unichin trying to follow him through. See Dennis Unichin running in P11 is a couple laps down. Unichin actually 6 laps down for Dennis Unichin. This battle up front is intense. Look at that battle there for the 2nd position. Just behind Cliff Vandeven. Excuse me, Dennis Vandeven, sorry. Cliff's still not racing, I hear. So we've been told to send out a message to him. Come on back, Cliff. You want to see you back in the driver's seat. Take a look at Ritsky Novar. Again, running in the 8th or 6th position. Bruno Kolev running in P5. Novar and Grover having a good little battle. Claudio Bardelli Jr. to the inside. John De Matteo and Bardelli Jr. picking up a spot. It was a little bit later, and now back here to real time, and look at this. Bardelli Jr. to the inside. Now going to get by Vandeven. So Bardelli Jr. back to the race lead. Good clean racing from this front three. They swap positions, no aggressive driving, just using a nice open spot to be able to make a clean pass. And now Bardelli Jr. will lead this lap here on lap 42. Now starting to show his dominance. Front five. Oh! Bardelli Jr. made contact with the outside wall coming off turn two. Bardelli Jr. contact with the outside wall, scrubbing off some speed. Vandeven sees that. And now would argue that Bardelli Jr. might have some handling issues, as he made contact with the outside wall. Look at this, Bruno Kolev and Franco Alvarez. Kolev to the inside, Franco Alvarez on the outside line, and Kolev's going to pick up that spot. Alvarez has to tuck in to P5, and Kolev back up to P4. That car is just not handling right for him right now. There was contact between he and Valles. Look at this battle here. Vandeven back to the race lead. As Bardelli Jr. drops back to P2. Swapping positions. Take a look at Givaldo Spindola. Givaldo running in the 9th position. I'll tell you what, that Vandeven pass, this Vandeven Bardelli Jr. situation, these guys keep swapping spots. This is a moment ago. As Bardelli Jr. gets around Vandeven, and Vandeven says, I don't know about that. Vandeven's going to end up getting back by him. We'll go back to live here and take a look at this pass. As Vandeven back to the front. Bardelli Jr. is going to try to get back by as well. These guys just keep swapping positions. Vandeven all the way out to the outside of the wall. And Bardelli Jr. back to the inside. What a battle between these guys. Givaldo now closing in on Dennis Udichin. Givaldo Spindola down to the inside. And Udichin up on the outside line. Givaldo picking up a spot. Now moving up to P8. That's actually getting around Gordon Carter. Take that back. Gordon Carter falling back to the 8th position in the 56 car. This battle up front has been intense. Vandeven in P2, Bardelli Jr. P1. De Matteo is in the 3rd position. Salviev trying to work his way back up here and get another lap back. Salviev a victim of that disconnect. And now Vandeven gets back by. These guys keep swapping positions. They're having a lot of fun up here. As we take a look out of the front of Alexei Salviev's machine, he's running in P10, but he's just behind our 2nd place car, Claudio Bardelli Jr. The third car in line, and those guys keep swapping spots back and forth. We're following Dennis Vandeven, our race leader in that left side box. Bruno Kolev is on pit lane. Kolev finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Now going to be in P9. Approaching halfway as Dennis Vandeven starting to pull away a little bit from Bardelli Jr. Now remember, Bardelli Jr. got into the wall earlier. He is closing back in, so maybe not have hurt him too much. See that gap between the two of them. 0.2 of a second. Bardelli Jr. now closing in under 0.2. Looks like Vandeven's a little better through the corners. Bardelli Jr. gets a good run using the draft. Now about 2.5 seconds. Or 0.2, I should say. 2.5 tenths. We'll do it that way. You see a little bit better down the straightaways. He gets a good toe. Now he's to the outside. Vandeven holding serve. Bardelli Jr. now has De Matteo to think about, as he's going to leave an opening for him with a little bit of a lap car there. Alexis Salviev in between. De Matteo running in the third position. These guys have been racing pretty hard up front. De Matteo kind of saving his stuff. Spindola and Grover. Givaldo to the inside. This is for the 6th position. Givaldo has really started improving his racecraft, and he gets by Dado Grover, takes over P6. Grover back to the 7th position. Ritsky Novar now up to P5 with the pitting of Bruno Kolev. Kolev now at the tail end of the lead lap in the 9th position as Ritsky Novar in the top 5. Bardelli Jr. to the inside going into turn 1. Drag race into turn 1, and Bardelli Jr. is going to get back by. And that Pennzoil number 3 car. So Vandeven now falling back to the 2nd position. Gordon Carter now getting by Dana Grover. Grover in the 87. Maybe a little damage there for him as Gordon Carter picking up a spot. Now moving up to 7th position. Dana Grover falling back to P8. See Bardelli Jr. running away a little bit. Now these guys will probably end up reeling him back in. Take a look at Ted De Matteo running in the 3rd position in the 26 car. Yudichin's come around. Not sure what's happened to Dennis Yudichin. There were some issues there with him, maybe coming down pit lane. Oh, man, he is carrying a hell of a lot of speed right there. And I'm not sure what happened. Maybe he just got frustrated. So that was an interesting transition there for Dennis Yudichin. And I'm not sure whether he got caught. Maybe he was speeding. I'm not sure what happened to Dennis Udichin. This is a little bit earlier here as we watching Udichin in the blue and gold machine. Number 47 car. Gordon Carter gets by. That's his teammate. 56 car gets by. So not really sure what happened to Dennis Udichin, but he has retired his machine from the race. As we watching this, but he drove a ton through pit lane and could have deliberately crashed his car. Maybe a little frustration there from Dennis. He's likely to finish in the 11th position. Some of these guys really got caught early on with a crash. Some of them got caught on that disconnect. And right here, you just see him pull off the track, and he just does not let off the throttle and just keeps rolling. And I'm surprised that it didn't bring out a caution flag. He crashes here, comes back out, almost brings out a caution there. So Bardelli Jr. has opened up about a 1 second gap on P2 as you see Alexei Salviev getting by, getting one of his laps back. Salviev now 2 laps down in the 27 car, running in the 10th position. The Bardelli Jr. has opened up a little gap there on P2. About a second gap separate P1, P2. Salviev may have had some issues as well. Looks like he is gone. So something going on here with these guys having a little trouble with the connections today. Who knows? It's Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. You know, probably everybody and their brother is on the internet right now in some form or fashion, but who knows? It's also rFactor 2. I don't think anybody's too surprised about that. 1.4 second gap there between Bardelli Jr. and Vandeven. We will see at least one more green flag stop. That's true. Gordon Carter in the 56 car, Givaldo Spindola in the 69 car. And Gordon Carter is going to pick up that spot and now finds himself in the 6th position as Givaldo falls back to P7 here on lap 61. So the 56 car, Canadian driver. Gordon Carter now moving up to P6. Another good top 10 run for Gordon Carter. So Givaldo looked like he has fallen out as well. Really kind of strange stuff going on here. And now Claudio trying to keep his fingers crossed for a smooth connection to the end. Vandeven in second. De Matteo is third. Alvarez fourth. Novar rounding out the top five. Take a look at Dennis Vandeven running in the second position of the 21 car. 3.8 seconds back. De Matteo is in third. Alvarez fourth. And we're getting some word, Franco Alvarez, that he's going to be coming down pit lane. Alvarez indicating he's going to be making a pit stop. So Franco Alvarez, the 83 car in P4, maybe the first of our top runners here to make a pit stop. He had a lot of damage earlier in the run, or earlier in the race, has since then recovered. Take a look at Dennis Vandeven here running in the second position. Got to be wondering when he's going to be making a pit stop. Claudio Bardelli Jr., the leader. Alvarez has peeled off the track to come down pit lane. And now finished up his pit stop. So Alvarez now back out. But around that access road, now in P2 or P7. Vandeven indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this lap. For the 21 car on pit lane this lap here on lap 68. Vandeven on pit lane. Bardelli Jr. indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time by. One lap separated the two of those guys for pit sequence. So Vandeven coming down pit lane. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is the race leader. And there we go. Bardelli Jr. peeling off the track to come down pit lane. Vandeven finished up his pit stop coming out. So the race leader coming down pit lane, and that's going to give the race lead to John De Matteo. Bardelli Jr. on pit lane, peels into his pit box. Finishing up his pit stop. Oh, trouble there for Bardelli Jr. Trouble as he came back off pit lane. He had trouble. Our race leader, Bardelli Jr., big time problems coming back on the track after making a pit stop. Oh, my heavens, man. Bardelli Jr. came around after exiting pit lane. Let's take a look and see what happened to Claudio Bardelli Jr. after exiting the pits. A little fast right there, and it breaks the back end of the car loose, and he comes around and then has trouble getting this car spun back around so he can get onto the track, and luckily a caution flag did not come out. And he's going to lose a ton of positions. So again, we'll take a look at this again. Oh, he just gets on the gas a little bit too hard. It breaks the back end of that car loose. Oh, my heavens, man. When it rains, it pours. And Bardelli Jr., a huge mistake for him. Uh-oh. Well, it looks like we had a server issue there. Only one guy left him on the track right now, I believe. It looks like the server has had issues. My God, man. What is going on with this game, dude? This game is a bucket of feces. So it looks like we have lost. Looks like we're going to finish this race out here and not count the points for this thing. This freaking game is amazing sometimes, huh? My gosh. Guys are all, you know, those guys are rejoining and trying to get back in the race and to finish this thing out. But what a horrible situation for some of these guys. Had a pretty good race going, and the guys just get disconnected. Mass discos. So Bruno Kolev coming down pit lane, taking service. Bardelli Jr. is in second. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. is in second. Kolev is the race leader. Van de Ven shown in third. And again, some more issues here. Bardelli Jr. second, Van de Ven third, and then we've got some guys that are trying to rejoin, having some issues. I think Mateo on his way back in. rFactor 2, if you're looking at this, Studio 397, if you're looking at this, watching this race, this is the type of crap that we deal with. So put the bong down and get the coding. Figure it out. Now I feel Max Verstappen's angst. They've done a lot of good things, but sometimes with this netcode situation is pretty ridiculous. Van de Ven back on track. He is running in P3 in the 21 car. 2 laps down. Novar, Grover, Spindola, and Salvi all have rejoined. The 29 car got a big comfortable lead here with guys that are having to rejoin. Bardelli Jr. second, Van de Ven third. Spindola is the next guy who will be in line. Looks like Carter and Mateo not able to rejoin the race yet. So Bruno Kolev coming down pit lane here in the 29 car. Taking service here on lap 83. Looks like a Bruno has decided to retire his machine. So Bardelli Jr. on his way maybe to win this race. It looks like Kolev has had enough. He said, I'm out of here. And I don't blame him. We're just going to finish this out and probably not count this race. Definitely not count the race, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Everybody's got suggestions on what we should be doing. Van de Ven running in the second position as Bardelli Jr. back to first. About 15 laps to go here for Bardelli Jr. So a little bit of a shame here we've had with the connection today. I don't know whether it's, I don't think it's related to us. We had a perfect race last night in the Bushwhacker Series. No problems at all. Last week's race at Iowa was fantastic. So just a little bit this week here, and who knows, maybe it's track related. I don't think so, but you never know. Could be mod related, but like I said, we had last night, had a perfect connection. We had about 18 drivers last night, 18, 20 drivers. And a good solid race from start to finish. Just a 4-caution race and no connection issues. Nobody lost their connection. Van de Ven now back up to the second position in the 21 car. He is on the lead lap, so if there's a caution flag, he's got a chance to close back up to the race leader and battle for a victory. Spindler is in fourth, Salviev fifth, Grover is sixth. Those guys still in the race here as we are winding down the laps. Edders Magel joining us in the chat session. Good to see Edders Magel here. Good to see Eder out, and hope to see him on the track again pretty soon. Haven't seen him race in a while. Oh, Vandeven comes around. Vandeven spins, and I don't know if that was a deliberate spin or not, but he does get a little bit loose right there, almost touches the grass and spins, and we've got a yellow flag. So Vandeven coming around. So Bardelli Jr. didn't want to see that caution flag. And Vandeven will have to do a drive-through on the restart. Don't forget the Bushwhacker Series will be back in action next week. Race number 2 of the season is Gateway Raceway for a 120-lap race. Coming up on June the 2nd. It'll start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. So don't forget to tune in. Had a great race last night. Yeah, you guys coming down pit lane here. Givaldo Claudio making a pit stop. Givaldo also on pit lane. Bardelli Jr. getting out ahead of Vandeven. Now Vandeven's going to have to do a drive-through penalty. Saturday Night Thunder headed your way tonight. Race number 10, the final race of the season. In the Thunder Series, the Cup Cars, 120-lap race, and it should be a fun one. So it looks like it's a Vandeven-Bardelli Jr. shootout here for the win. Again, we've already decided we're not going to count this race. It's a little bit of a shame here. We had a pretty good turnout here, and just a rare instance where rFactor 2 was dropping drivers. Last night's race in the Bushwhacker Series at Charlotte was no problems. Anybody had any trouble connecting and so forth. Nobody got disconnected. Said 18 drivers in that. Likewise with the week before. Iowa here in the Indycar Series last week. Flawless race, really. Nobody getting disconnected. It's a little bit of a strange event for us. But to make it fair, I know guys have, it's not going to be fair for everybody. Somebody saying they're leaving the country and so forth and so on. But nobody's paying to race in this thing. It's all free, so nobody pays any entry fees. Nothing like that. It's all free. Trying to make it fair for everybody. As fair as we can be. Bardelli Jr. going to lead the field to take the green flag here to start lap 95. Now Vandeman will have to do a drive-through penalty.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Bardelli Jr., the leader. Vandeven in second. Spindle third. Salviev fourth. Grover in fifth. And Bardelli Jr. in a comfortable lead as Vandeven about 6 seconds back. He was supposed to start at the end of the longest line, or the end of the line on that. There is no longest line. It's just a single file restart. In the IndyCar Series, Salviev just ran the fastest lap of the race, 40.454. Across the start-finish line will be on lap 98 with Bardelli Jr. Big gap there between he and Vandeven. Spindola is in third, Salviev fourth, Grover fifth. Had a good race going there until these guys got a mass disconnect. We decided not to count this race 4 points. Figure out whether we'll tag it on to the end of the season or we'll just eliminate this race from the championship. What a shame, man. Indianapolis. Salviev giving Bardelli Jr. a little bit of a battle here, not for position on the track, but Salviev want to see what he's got in this car. We got 2 laps to go. And Salviev gets by, gets one of those laps back. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. down the backstretch into turn 3. Through the short chute and off turn 4. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the right spot and lucky when he needed it. Little luck when he needed it and ends up winning this race. So congratulations to Claudio on getting the win in a pretty marred race, but nonetheless gets the big win here at Indy. Proving that he can get this Indy car around the track just as well as the Star car. Vandeven finished second, Spindle the third. Salviev is going to finish in the 4th position. Grover will finish 5th. Little bit of a nightmare race here today for some reason. All those disconnects. So Bardelli Jr. takes the yellow number 3 car to victory lane. Congratulations to Bardelli Jr. in getting the win. Too bad it doesn't count. But congratulations to Claudio on getting the win there, and we'll save the interview for that. Don't forget, man, the Saturday Night Thunder coming up a little bit later. And 120 laps, final race of the season. That's going to do it for us here, man. Sorry about the issues here. We'll get those figured out. I'm going to get out of here. We'll talk to you later, boys and girls. Thanks for joining us. See you next week.